welcome to the Move4Love show. And I'm super excited today to have one of the world's best mindfulness experts. This man is Tom Cronin. Tom Cronin is with us here today. Do you want to share with us your background and how you became this meditation teacher and coach as well? Because you do coach a lot of executives.
I was on a trading room floor. If anyone's seen Wolf of Wall Street, I was quite impressed at how well they managed to accurately portray what life was like on a trading room floor in the late 1980s, because that's when I actually started my career. What happened was, over time, there was a culture there in that industry that was exciting, but also quite detrimental to my nervous system. Very intense during the day, and then very, very late nights. Lots of drinking, partying, lots of extracurricular activities, drug taking. And so over time, my nervous system really started to get shattered. And I just ignored them, and they just exacerbated and got worse until literally in late the 1990s, I had quite a severe sort of response to that, which is probably what would be called a technical nervous breakdown. And so I was very incapacitated. I couldn't go to work. I was struggling at home all the time. And in the end, what happened was I found meditation at such a blessed time. And it really was a very, very significant time to help me find a deep inner peace. And that's when I just started to go down that rabbit hole, study Eastern philosophy, meditation, spirituality, and it was quite significant how much my life changed from there, to the point where I actually decided that the thing that I was here to do was actually to teach meditation.
Tell us a bit about this movie that you've now created, called The Portal, right? So how did you come about deciding to create the movie?
Yeah, I was really inspired by how much meditation changed my life. I couldn't believe that I'd gone from such a debilitated state on so many different levels to then being incredibly functional and just make my life just simply optimized and got better and better as time went on. And so I realized that the common denominator here was meditation, and I wanted to inspire as many people as I could to meditate in a way that was not lectury. It was inspirational. And so I felt the best way to do that was through storytelling. And one of the great mediums for storytelling is film. And so I decided to take on this project to raise some funds and to make the storytelling aspect of how meditation can change our life, particularly against crisis. We found and researched many, many stories, over 300 stories around the world, and narrowed them down to 6 stories that had all had some form of crisis and used meditation to transform through that crisis. And we took those stories, put them into a beautifully woven web in a film and a book for people to journey into.
How did you use these tools and techniques around mindfulness and meditation to help you in your relationships and challenges and so on, which so many people are going through right now?
Relationships can be very fluctuating on all levels, and that's just not human relationships, but it's relationships with everything. It's consistently and continuously changing. The dynamic between the subject and the object, that's the world around us. We're in this disturbed state where we're constantly being affected, just like the surface of the ocean is constantly being affected by other things. However, below the surface of the ocean, unaffected by circumstances and external world, at the very depths of the ocean, there's a deep stillness there, and it's unmoved and unaffected. And what I discovered through my transcendent experience in meditation was that I too have that within me. I have a transcendent experience that's unaffected and unmoved by external world. And it's the very essence of me, its being, its presence, or its awareness, because it allows you to have a greater sense of stability and consistency.
Some people have said, their financials are affected. Some of them have lost jobs or so on. Can this help with those types of situations as well?
It's not how much money we make that gives us a greater sense of, relevance or elevation or significance. It's what state we're in determines what sort of money we attract. You will never have enough money, and you'll never be free of the instability of your financial situation ever. No matter how good your company is, there is that capacity at one moment's notice to suddenly fold. And who would have thought MySpace would collapse? We have to be agile, we have to be nimble, but we also have to know that it's our frequency that we're in what determines what we start to attract. And this is a whole new way of relating to the world and starting to reassess our values and reassess our state. Because if we suddenly have COVID shutting down our business and then we collapse into a heap of misery, then that frequency that we're sending out into the world based upon poverty and lack will start to dictate the frequency of what we're attracting, which will be more poverty and lack. And that's when we have to rise above that and be in a state of elevation so that what we start to attract is based upon our frequency and not be affected by the world. This is where we get that sovereignty.